Alright, what's up YouTube? It's the Gamer 187 back again with another video. Now, I do want to apologize to all my friends and subscribers on YouTube. I know you guys haven't seen me all year, and the reason is because I've been having a lot of issues. I've actually been down and out these couple months, and I just haven't been feeling like doing YouTube videos and there's a lot of things that have been going on. I try to do like commentaries for my gameplays, and the audio it just fucks up and everything like that, and it was just getting on my nerves, and so I just stopped doing gameplays and commentaries, and I just stopped doing videos, and um, yeah, so I do really want to apologize to you guys out there. But I am back to doing videos, and I have a lot of things coming up in 2014. So check out for that. But and I've been watching a lot of people do like best and worst movies of 2013. And so my wife actually asked me, was I gonna do make a video, and I was like, yeah. And I've been thinking about doing. I knew I was gonna do one, but so she actually got me wanting to do videos and everything like that, and then people with their top 10 best and worst movies. So I am here with my best and worst movies. I'm gonna do my worst movies first, get those out the way, so and then we'll get right into the best. Um, but with my worst movies, it's actually not gonna be a top 10 because I couldn't think of two more movies that I didn't like this year. There's a lot of movies that I did see, and then there are a lot of movies that I didn't see that a lot of people are putting on their worst movies. Like After Earth is on a lot of people's worst movies and stuff like that. I didn't see After Earth because I mean I love Will Smith. Jaden Smith, he's okay. But I mean, I kind of knew the movie was gonna be a piece of shit because it was directed by M. Night Shyamalan, and to me, he's like one of the worst directors out there. I mean, he just makes some terrible movies. I mean, he's made one good one to me, and that was The Sixth Sense. Everything other than that, I didn't like. But so this is gonna be a top eight worst movies of 2010. I don't know if that's ever been done before. I know there's been top 10 and top 5 worst movies. Maybe I should have just did a top 5, but there are a lot of movies that I really hated this year, and these are my top 8 worst movies of 2013. And let's start it off with Red 2. Now, Red 2, I wanted to like Red 2. From the trailer, I thought I was gonna like Red 2. But once I saw it, I was like, no. To me, this wasn't a Red movie. Like Red was a really, really, really good movie. Um, I don't know who directed Red 2, but I think the guy that directed Red was Robert Swintyke. I think he went on to direct R.I.P.D., which, ugh. I think he should have stuck with. I think he should have came back and directed Red 2. Um, but yeah, this wasn't a Red movie to me. And to me, I know Bruce Willis is getting older, and he's done a lot of action movies. Maybe he's getting tired of doing action movies, and he's just there for a check. Because I mean, Bruce, I I don't even know what to say about this movie. I mean, Bruce Willis, I don't even want to say he was good in the movie, like to because he wasn't to me like his like every single actor in this movie, their acting was bland except for Anthony Hopkins, which I think Anthony Hopkins gave a great performance, and Helen Mirren. I liked her in the first Red and in Red 2. I think those are the only two characters in Red 2 that I did like. Everybody else gave like pretty bland performances. Even John Malkovich, and I liked him in the first Red as well. I liked Bruce Willis in the first Red. I liked What's the chick's name from Weeds? I can't think of her name right now, but she's Bruce Willis's girlfriend. She gave a pretty bland performance in the movie. This just wasn't a Red movie for me, and I think if they do make a Red 3, I think they should give it back to Robert Schrenteich and let him write and direct it. All right, so coming in at number 7 is another movie starring Bruce Willis, which I think he was. I mean, he wasn't a main character in the movie. Um, GI Joe Retaliation. Now, this movie, I literally fell asleep on this movie in the theaters. Now, I actually had a chance to go see Tyler Perry's. I had 2 free tickets. There was someone was giving away 2 free tickets to go see Tyler Perry's Temptation, and I actually wanted to see that movie too, and but we wanted to see GI Joe more, so I passed up going to see Tyler Perry's Temptation, which was a great movie. Then going to see this piece of shit GI Joe Retaliation. Now GI Joe, I don't see why a lot of people gave GI Joe: The Rise of Cobra a lot of shit because that was actually a way better movie than Retaliation. Retaliation to me was boring. It had boring fight scenes. Um, it was just a really boring movie, and I really wanted to like this movie. And if I was Channing Tatum, I wouldn't have done this movie. I would have wanted to be in the movie. Like, how are you gonna kill off Duke? Seriously. Like, wasn't he like a big part of the GI Joes or something like that? I don't know. I wasn't really a big GI Joe like cartoon fan back in the days. I was more like a Marvel fan, and like Marvel and DC fan, like Batman, the animated series and Spider Man and X Men and everything like that. I wasn't really up on GI Joe like that, but yeah, if I was Channing Tatum, I wouldn't have done this movie unless I had a major role in the movie. But yeah, I mean, I fell asleep on a fight scene that involved Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Yes, I said that. I fell asleep in the theater during a fight scene during Dwayne the Rock Johnson. That should not happen. That shouldn't happen. So that tells you a lot about GI Joe Retaliation. It sucked. All right, so coming in at number 6 was just a terrible, terrible, horrible movie. I don't even know why this is called the Exorcism movie. I think a lot of people have forgotten about this movie, and as well they should. The Last Exorcism Part 2. What the hell were they thinking when they came up with this movie? This movie is not scary at all. Like, I think I will say I did enjoy the last few minutes of the movie, even though I didn't like how the movie ended. I thought it was pretty entertaining. It was more entertaining than the whole movie. The whole movie was stupid. It wasn't scary. It it was just bland and it was just dumb. It was a dumb movie. Another cash grab for you guys to go see, waste your money on. It was stupid. All right, so coming in at number 5 is just another. I wouldn't say cash grab because I mean there wasn't a first movie, but Dark Skies. Now this movie was just a dumb alien movie. Like there was nothing good about this movie. The acting was not that great. The characters, you don't care about any of the characters. I mean, even the aliens look stupid. Like this, like, I mean, this is a movie you just don't care about. Like this is a really really dumb movie. This movie was a huge piece of shit. All right, coming in at number 4 was a movie that I really, really, really wanted to love, and I hate this movie so bad. Like this movie, I feel like this movie fucked it up for a lot of you guys out there. I'm not gonna say that it did for me because I kind of feel like if he puts the effort into it, even though I said he's getting older, if he puts the effort into it, I'm sure they could squeeze out one more before he retires or doesn't want to do action movies anymore. And that's A Good Day to Die Hard. such a huge title, a good title for a bad movie. Like this movie was so bad. I went to go see this movie with my wife. This came out on Valentine's Day, so like something good to take your your significant other out to go see. No, this movie was bad. Like to me, this wasn't, and I'm sure this was a lot of you as well. This was not a Die Hard movie at all. This should not have the title Die Hard in it because this was not a Die Hard movie. That portrayal of John McClane was the worst portrayal I have ever seen of Bruce Willis. That was not John McClane. That was Bruce Willis getting a check. You know, just he was just there to get a check. He did not get into the role of John McClane like he did in his other movies. I mean, and I don't even think they said "Yippee Ki motherfucker" in the movie. The most famous line in the Die Hard films. You know what I'm saying? That's what people, you expect John McClane to be smart and cocky I mean, there was barely any fight scenes in the movie, and they switch villains and all these kind of twists that are so stupid. And then I mean, this one villain is dancing instead of being threatening. This dude is dancing and eating carrots, dancing and eating carrots in front of John McClane and his son, which who had no chemistry, by the way. This was just a bad movie. Like, if they do make a Die Hard 6, I hope Bruce Willis puts his heart into it. And I was kind of skeptical at first with this movie because the movie was being directed by the guy that directed Max Payne with Mark Wahlberg and Mila Kunis, which was another shit movie to a really good game franchise. That movie sucked as well, and I kind of had my doubts about A Good Day to Die Hard, but I still went in thinking it was going to be a good movie, and it wasn't. All right, so coming in at number 3 is a film. I really believe they should give this back to the Wayans brothers, and that's Scary Movie 5. Scary. There was only one thing, and I'm kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding. There was only one good. I only gave one good laugh throughout this whole movie, and I'm dead serious. I can't even remember what the scene was that I laughed at. I did not chuckle one time. Me and my wife were sitting in bed watching this movie, and we didn't. And I think I was the only person that laughed one time, and that was it. This movie was so bad. I mean, they got Charlie Sheen and Lindsay Lohan at the beginning, and then just a bunch of other random shit. I mean, Snoop Dogg, Mac Miller, Bow Wow, the guy from Teen Wolf, and do the whole Evil Dead sketching. I mean, this movie was so bad. They need to stop making these spoof movies. If you're gonna do them, make them funny. Seriously, they need to give Scary Movie back to the Wayans brothers and let them show you how to do it right. Because this Scary Movie 5 it's just terrible. All right, coming in at number 2 is one of the first movies that came out in January of 2013, and this movie was just so disappointing. Texas Chainsaw 3D. What the fuck was this shit? I was really hyped up for this movie because I was like, okay, it's Texas Chainsaw, you know what I'm saying? Like, and not to mention that it had Trey Songz in it. That's one of the reasons I didn't want to see it. But I'm a fan. I like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I like Texas Chainsaw, the beginning, the prequel that showed what happens. And so when this movie was coming out, I was like, okay, I want to check it out. And I mean, it was just bad. It's like, how do you make Leatherface a hero? Like, he's the villain. He's killing people and cutting their faces off. Like, how do you make this guy a hero? Like, that's not possible. Like, how do you do that? That's wrong. This movie was so bad. It was terrible. Terrible acting, terrible directing, and they're actually making another movie. Just a cash grab. Stop it. All right, coming in at number one is one of the worst movies I've seen ever in my entire fucking life. And that movie, ladies and gentlemen, is of course movie 43. That's right, movie 43, one of the worst movies of all time. I think this movie will actually go down as one of the worst movies of all time. I mean, this movie is really truly not funny. I mean, if you have to bribe people to be in your movie, that's not saying too much. I mean, I love sketch comedy just as much as the next person, but this movie is far away from sketch comedy. This should not even be called sketch comedy. This movie is literally a piece of shit with really great actors and actresses who just wasted their time making this shit. I think one of the worst sketches in the movie is with Emma Stone and that one guy. I think he's Macaulay Culkin's brother or some shit like that. And they're at like a supermarket or like a grocery store or some shit, and they're just talking like it's not even funny. Like it's not. And the shit, I just wanted to end. It wasn't funny. It was like one of the stupidest scenes in the movie. I mean, it was just dumb. All right, so that was my picks for worst movies of 2013, and make sure you guys stick around for my best coming up real soon. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Remember, rate, comment, subscribe, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and everything like that. And I will see you guys on my best videos, on my best movies, excuse me, of 2010. See you guys later. Salute. Peace.